for lack of better words, a trail home needed to be blazed from the place of dreams. Someone in the dream, someone obviously and provably in the human experience, had to demonstrate that there is a way home from there. That was what was accomplished perfectly. Again, my mission was simply to unite the will of the sonship with the will of the Father by being aware of the Father's will myself. This is the awareness I came to give you, and your problem in accepting it is the problem of the world. Dispelling it is salvation, and in this sense, I am the salvation of the world. What world? The world you made up, that you're giving preference to in place of the kingdom of heaven, reality, as it truly is. Now, this world must despise and reject me, because the world is the belief that love is impossible. Well, let's bring this home a little further. This world you have made up must despise and reject you, the real you. Why? Because it's the evidence of the fact that you don't know who you are, and you're not claiming your birthright, and in your insistence upon being independent authorities, you are actively denying yourself. You are actively keeping your real selfhood out of sight. And you've done this, as I've said before, by denying your source and claiming in so many ways that you are your own source, that you truly are a self-starter, that you truly are an independent embodiment of life that exists and acts on the basis of a will that is its own and only its own. And then because it's not the truth of you, and you are denying what you truly are, you experience being afraid because you can't be in a state of capital S self-denial and be comfortable. Your innate sanity with a capital S will be a constant reminder to you that you're trying to do what's impossible. And so your sanity becomes an alarm system that constantly says, stop doing this, stop doing this. You're moving in the wrong direction. You can't accomplish this. Don't waste your time, etc., etc. Again, the world must despise and reject me and you, because the world that you made up is the belief that love is impossible. Your reactions to me are the reactions of the world to God. If you will accept the fact that I am with you, you are denying the world you made up and accepting God. Again, I'll read it as it is here. If you will accept the fact that I am with you, you are denying the world and accepting God. My will is His, and your will to hear me is the decision to hear His voice and abide in His will. In other words, it's the first step in your annulling the divorce. As God sent me to you, so will I send you to others. And I will go to them with you. You don't think I'd send you out alone, do you? I will go with you because together you are in a state of willingness to hear the truth. And thereby extend the truth to your brothers. As God sent me to you, so will I send you to others, and I will go to them with you, so we can teach them peace and union. Do you realize that you on your own can't teach peace and union? You see? There's no we. And if there's no we, there's no union. Total independent purity, let us say, does not constitute union. Total independent flawlessness, or a flawless state of independence, does not constitute union, because there's no we. And how can you teach we and us if you are insisting upon being something independent? If you're insisting upon being I. Do you not think, continuing, do you not think the world needs peace as much as you do? Do you not want to give it to the world as much as you want to receive it? For unless you do, you will not receive it. You see, you can't receive it if you don't pass it on. You see, you can't embody the Christ when you're a closet Christ. You can't embody the Christ when you're still in the closet and you haven't put your mouth where your mind is or where your desire is. And so if you say, I am the Christ, but you won't let it show, then you are not embodying the Christ. If you will to have it, meaning peace, of me, you must give it. Rehabilitation does not come from anyone else. Listen to this. You can have guidance from without, but you must accept it from within. The guidance must be what you want, or it will be meaningless to you. That is why rehabilitation is a collaborative venture. Rehabilitation is not something any one of you can do by yourself on your own in the privacy of your mind, period. Why? Because the rehabilitation that has to occur is the falling down of the walls that are keeping you separated from everything else. That's the rehabilitation that has to occur. I can tell you what to do. But this will not help you unless you collaborate by believing that I know what to do. Oh. Well, there comes this call for trust. And trust is involvement, isn't it? Because you have to express faith and you have to yield your authority and agree to work together and to entrust yourself to one who knows better than you, because what use is there to entrust yourself to somebody who doesn't know more than you? Only then will your mind choose to follow me. Without your will, you're making the choice to follow me. Without your will, you cannot be rehabilitated. So you see, when I have said the only right use of will is to choose not to use it, you could have assumed that your will is an illusion and that you will be giving it up forever. But the fact is that the only thing you will be giving up is a misuse of your will, called self-will, which is always self-protective and a defense against everything that is not you, when truly everything is the infinitude of you, of what you divinely are. Without your will, you cannot be rehabilitated. Motivation to be healed is the crucial factor in rehabilitation. Well, whose motivation? Yours. If you don't bring motivation to it, there will be no movement. If you're not motivated to move, I promise you, you are motivated to stay stuck. You can't be without motivation. If you're stuck, it's by your will. You are motivated to not move 1 inch further ahead than where you are. So let it be clear that you're going to be involved, that you are going to change. And that without your willingness, you won't change. Nothing will happen. Rehabilitation will not occur. Again, motivation to be healed is the crucial factor in rehabilitation. Without this, you are deciding against healing. What did I just say? I just said if you're stuck, it's by your will. It's by your determination. You are deciding against moving forward. Again, without this, you are deciding against healing, and your veto of my will for you, my will for you, makes healing impossible. Makes waking up impossible. If you do not join with one who is awake, who stands with you on your behalf, you cannot wake up. If you do not join with the Holy Spirit, which is what? nothing more than your right mind, you cannot wake up. If you don't join with me, when my function is the same as the Holy Spirit's, you cannot wake up. If healing is our joint will, unless our wills are joined, you cannot be healed. What does that say there? It says that joint will or joined will is healing and nothing else. Nothing else is healing. Oh, you can think all the spiritual thoughts you want all by yourself. But because you're doing them all by yourself, you're not undoing the one thing that has caused you to have an experience of being that's called the human condition. And therefore, you're doing nothing to eliminate the liability to be ill. If healing is our joint will, unless our wills are joined, you cannot be healed. This is obvious when you consider what healing is for. Healing is the way in which the separation is overcome. Separation is overcome by union. It cannot be overcome by separating. The will to unite must be unequivocal. Well, you may not be able to be unequivocal for more than a few seconds at a time. 5 or 10 minutes maybe before you slip back. But the moment it is unequivocal, there is transformation. There are instantaneous healings. Lives take a new direction, effortlessly, amazingly, miraculously. Why? Because a sudden shift of perception has been able to occur. The will to unite must be unequivocal, or the will itself is divided or not whole. Your will, not your self-will, but the purpose of your being, is the means by which you determine your own condition, because will is the mechanism of decision. It is the power by which you separate or join and experience pain or joy accordingly. My will cannot overcome yours. So don't wait for me to overcome your will. It won't happen. And don't try to tell me if you were the Christ, you could heal me. If you were really the Christ, you could illuminate to me who I am. Wrong. You will not see anything you do not choose to see, because you have that power of decision in you. You want to know something? If I could actually override your free will, I would have limited it. And if I successfully limited yours, the will of the brotherhood, the will of God, would have become limited. My will cannot overcome yours because yours is as powerful as mine. If it were not so, the sons of God would be unequal. All of the brotherhood. All things are possible through our joint will, but my will alone cannot help you. Your will is as free as mine, and God Himself would not go against it. I cannot will what God does not will. And actually, neither can you. You've tried to, and you've moved into a world of imagination, and you've treated that world of imagination as though it was real, which has constituted a demented state of insanity, which you are all suffering from, but which you think is normal, and which you want me to help you improve by, well, I'm not even going to go into it. I cannot will what God does not will. I can offer you my will to make yours invincible by this sharing, but I cannot oppose yours without competing with it, and thereby violating God's will for you. Nothing God created can oppose your will, as nothing God created can oppose His. So, it should be clear to you now that you have will, and it's not a dirty word. And you are going to have to employ this will to participate, collaborate with me or with the Holy Spirit, so that you break the isolation, which has been the one thing that has caused all of the distorted perceptions of reality that you're experiencing. You are going to have to participate. And the participation is going to cause you to have new experiences of what you are. And those new experiences of what you are going to force you to come out of the closet and claim publicly your identity. You're going to have to stand up and be counted as what you really are. Because until you make that gift of an announcement to the world, you haven't really made it yours yet. Continuing, God gave your will its power, which I can only acknowledge in honor of His. If you want to be like me, I will help you. Help you what? Be like me. Not help you fix up your dream. If you want to be like me, I will help you, knowing that we are alike. If you want to be different, I will wait until you change your mind. Oh, I know. Well, if you were really the Christ, you wouldn't say that. And the very fact that you're saying that tells me you're not the Christ. You would help me. Undyingly, you would help me. You would try to get me to change my mind. You would do everything in your power to get me to change my mind. The Christ would be willing to do that. bullshit. Every single one of you knows that one of the most powerful games you can play is just try to get me to change my mind. Except you don't say that, because if you said that to somebody, they would walk away. So what you say is, I'm so miserable and I know I'm not seeing things right. Please help me change my mind. Sounds good, but it's still the same game. If you want to be different from me, I will wait until you change your mind. I can teach you, but only you can choose to listen to, stand in receipt of, let in my teaching. How else can it be if God's kingdom is freedom? Freedom cannot be learned by tyranny of any kind. And the perfect equality of all God's sons cannot be recognized through the dominion of one will over another. And that's a nice way of saying it cannot be recognized through the domination of one will over another. Because dominion isn't over another is nothing but domination. God's sons are equal in will, all being the will of their Father. This is the only lesson I came to teach, knowing that it is true. Don't any of you tell me you can't do it. Your whole lives are expressions of your determination to be what you think you want to be. You are all determined individuals. And that's not a put down. Of course you're all determined. You are the Christ with purpose, with will. And if you didn't have the determination to be, you would not have what you call conscious experience. The problem is that at the moment you're determined to be something that it's impossible for you to be. And through guilt, you are afraid to violate the code, the mutual agreements by which you came to the determination to be what you're trying to be. And so you're caught by virtue of the characteristics of your determination. But you can become free by being willing to be determined to be something else. And the first thing you need to be determined not to be is alone. That is the bottom line crux and key to your awakening. Continuing, when your will is not mine, it is not our Father's. It's self-will. This means that you have imprisoned yours and have not let it be free.